how to get out of pain, lose fat, and get stronger. Today, I'm Patrick Bell. I'm going to be guiding you guys through a simple process that I've used both for myself and my clients that I work with to be able to help them just get in the best shape of their life and feel really good while they do it. Sharing a little bit with you guys. I've personally had double knee surgeries myself. I've had to relearn how to walk 2 different times. I was not a natural athlete. When I started working out in high school, I was 150 pounds soaking wet. I rode the bench for the first 3 years of my football career, and the gym was really scary to me. So I had to, be patient and take my time to get into some really good shape now and be able to overcome my knee injuries to where now I'm able to exercise however I would like to be able to move and not have pain when I do it. I'm able to hang out with my nieces, my nephews, and run around with them and not be the crippled uncle who can't move as well. And, I can keep up with my wife and we can go and do great things, go hike and have some fun. And so the intention of this video is to give you guys the same tools and tactics that I've used to be able to get out of pain, lose body fat, and to get stronger. So with that being said, I'd love to share with you guys a couple testimonials first on some of my clients who've done a really good job with this system. There's two that come to mind right away. One of them is a female client of mine named Treva. She was in her 40s. She's dropped over like 45 pounds. And went from a lifestyle where she was already kind of moving, but just not seeing a lot of progress. Lost a ton of weight, got super strong. She's working to getting her chin-ups now. She can do a ton of push-ups in a row. And it's really changed her life because now the things that may have used to hurt when she moved or just not feeling the best, feeling so much better. Another client of mine who got the chance to try this out is my buddy David. Again, a gentleman in his 40s, father, and he personally wanted to get into the best shape of his life later in life. And so he was able to run a half marathon. I ran that with him actually, running frequently, dropping about 40 pounds, being able to compete with the young bucks as well too. He's in the military, so they have to do their military fitness exams. And so both of these guys have put this into their own training, and it's been really, really effective. But they were just regular people when we met. There was nothing crazy in them except they just had a determination. Both of them parents, wanting to be able to set an example for their children of health, and also just they'd hit a certain point to where it was like, hey, enough's enough. I want to be able to really appreciate the person I'm looking back at in the mirror. And also, I just feel like my body deserves better than what it's had in the past. And I'm ready to, work with my body and make this happen. So they reached out to me. We hopped on a phone call, just got to get to know each other a little bit first. And, from there we worked forward towards their goals when they realized that coaching was a good fit for them. So I want to share what's worked well in this process, and it's really comes down to 3 primary pillars. You could call them secrets if you want to keep it a little bit mystical, but we're going to be unveiling those here today in this video. So I'll hop right in, guys. The very first secret that helped these guys to be able to lose fat, get out of pain, and be able to get stronger was one that I call thinking like a new creation. And what do I mean by that? I mean, when people go into a health journey, oftentimes their mind is really the biggest issue. A lot of people want to say that, people are lazy or their diet sucks, and truly those matter, but at the core of it, it's a heart and it's a mind issue. So when I talk about this first secret of think like a new creation, what I mean is you have to start thinking as if you already are the person who is in really good health, right? Thinking of the finished project and thinking like that finished project. Not just going into this fat loss journey and getting really upset with yourself or kind of just being like really mean and hard on yourself, when you don't get everything done in the day or whatever might be something that puts you in a guilt trip trap when you're trying to get into shape. But instead looking at it as, okay, I'm envisioning myself right now, right? I'm a Christian, okay? So in my faith, and this is my perspective, I like to look at it as And if this helps you out, it helps you out, okay? I like to think, okay, God has a purpose for me. And I believe that that purpose is good. I believe there's great things inside of that. And so I'm going to try to just envision, who is I made to be? How do they think? How do they eat? What type of workout routine would they have? How do they speak to themselves? How does that future me speak to themselves when hard times come? Or maybe they don't show up the way that they wanted to? Is it with anger and disappointment, or is it with grace because they know that health actually gets to be easy? And then I take whatever picture starts to come to my mind in those moments, and that's the place that I work on moving from and thinking from. I no longer, like for me, if let's say my knees have an issue that flares up, right? Because real life happens, and even after my knee surgeries, I can do so many crazy things now. But I get pain from time to time. In those moments, it's not my job to get into a pity party and think of myself as an injured, crippled man who can't even pick up his wife and give her a big old kiss, when he gets home from work. I have to think it's going to get better. I was made to be better. Let me move from that perspective. And if my physical reality doesn't quite match that right now, that's okay, because I know it's going to in the future. So this is so crucial, guys. If you can't think like a new creation or the finished product, you're gonna keep kind of losing your progress in your health and fitness journey. You'll go in a cycle, right? That's the losing the weight, the gaining the weight, and never really actually getting what you want. So when you learn to think like a new creation, everything changes. And this is so huge when it comes to, or one of the biggest pieces on that is having strong faith, really believing that it's actually going to happen. Don't let this just be like a fairy tale, but let it be your story. So get happy about that. Be proud of your story and get involved in your story. Don't just be the person in the audience anymore who's watching your life go by without feeling like you actually have control over what goes on. Step onto front stage. This is what happened to me when I decided I didn't want to be the weak guy on the football team who was riding the sidelines. I wanted to get off the sidelines of my life. And so I started working out. I gained 50 pounds in 9 months, got a starting spot on the football team, changed my life forever, because now guys are coming to me and saying, hey, I want to make a transformation like you. And it was so inspiring to be able to see that this changes people's lives. I got friendships from this. I got passion. I got purpose, from this entire project of changing my body. And so with that, you guys are going to get so much from this, but it comes from, in that moment as a teenager, I had to think, I'm not going to be on the side of the road anymore. I'm not going to be on the sidelines. I'm going to step on stage and become the main player of my life. And so that's how you think is the finished product, is you have to look at yourself as this being an amazing story, that you are the overcomer and the winner in this situation. And so if you've been picturing yourself as a loser, it's not really going to work. All right? So that's the first secret. To be honest, it's kind of the most important. Second one is going to be a process that's pretty unique to the way that I personally coach, and my wife coaches as well. This approach that we share when we coach people through getting out of pain, losing fat, and getting stronger is one where we focus on building your fasting muscle. And so this is the spot where most people will talk about change your diet, change your nutrition, eat better, eat cleaner, and you're gonna get stronger, you're going to get out of pain, and you're going to lose fat. I take a different approach, and I really do believe that when you learn to think as if you are the finished product already, the most important thing in that moment is not to start saying yes to things that that person would do, but saying no to the things that that person wouldn't do first. I think this builds a stronger discipline, boundaries, and really a self-respect for yourself as well too. I think we are defined more by our no's than our yeses, and that could change in different seasons, but I think that line right there is gonna be helpful for somebody right now, is working on building your no muscle. And so I like to picture fasting as building a muscle. It's similar to training, like in the gym. You have to start small with what you can handle. You don't want to throw 300 pounds on and start squatting with that weight if you've never squatted in your life. You start with an empty bar, you start with your own body, 45 pounds, no weight, and you build up from there. So it's the same way with fasting. So I love fasting for fat loss, getting out of pain, and getting stronger, because no matter what form it is, and I believe in all of them, intermittent fasting, full day fast, even a 24-hour fast, like just one meal a day, longer extended fast, so going for 2 days, 3 days, and really getting some deep spiritual benefits as well as physical benefits from that. I believe it's so effective for getting out of pain, because of the fact that it reduces inflammation in your body. And it's such a quick fat loss tool because you're getting rid of calories through the greater part of the day with intermittent fasting, or, for a full day, or for like 24 hours straight. So maybe you only eat like 2 hours a day and you have one meal a day. During that time that you're fasting for 24 hours, your body's shedding body fat. So you're getting rid of inflammation in the body to help your joints feel better and get out of pain. You're losing body fat to also help out with getting out of pain, because now your joints aren't as overloaded, and you're getting closer to looking the way that you want to and feeling really good. And you get stronger because you build that mental discipline. A buddy of mine just texted me the other day. He's down from 300 pounds, and he's almost 200 pounds now. He's like 15% body fat. This guy's in his 50s. He's a new father, married, and really just defining a second half of his life. And he and I text back and forth. Really good friend. I'll give him some health advice. He gives me some life advice. And he told me, Patrick, I'll go for runs some days where I'm like 2 days into a fast, and it's like I'm dragging, but it builds a mental discipline. And then on days when I've fed and I go for a run for like 6-8 miles, because for him running is amazing. He feels so good when he does it. And this will get into our third point and third secret. But for him, the fasting allows, when he actually has food in his body and he goes and runs, boom, he's breaking PRs, personal bests, personal records every single time. He feels so different, and it just adds that extra perspective, because when you learn how to move from a place of emptiness through fasting, when you do eat, man, that food, you have a whole new perspective on that that's going to strengthen you. You're so much more appreciative of it as well too. So fasting helps you to get physically stronger and mentally stronger, because you have to learn to push through boundaries. When you can say no to hunger, you're able to say no to other things that don't serve you at this point in time, like maybe binge watching social media reels and videos that don't really help you. You kind of get to a point where like, this isn't really helpful. Fasting builds your focus as well too. So it's something that it puts the blinders on, right? It allows you to be able to just keep your eyes honed in on the prize, which is you getting out of pain, losing fat, and getting stronger, feeling your absolute best, showing up for your family as somebody who is capable, able, and is going to live for a long, long time. All right, so fasting is so powerful. I believe in all different types of it as well too. It's so simple. And what I find too is that when people start to focus on fasting first, nutrition falls in line naturally without you having to think about it a lot. So if you've been stressing, let's say on the fat loss component a lot, or even diet, you're like, I don't know what foods inflame me or make my joints feel bad, or I don't know what to eat to get stronger, maybe just focus on the fasting. No, not maybe. Do focus on your fasting first, because you've already ran through the diet train and cycle over and over, but most people have never tried fasting, and it'll put your diet in the right perspective in place to where that starts to become easy. Diet's important, but I think fasting's a better first step for a lot of people, and a forgotten step as well too. So it really reintegrates you back into your roots and gets that spiritual connection as well too. And now the third secret is going to be something that looks different for everybody. But the third secret is going to be a daily fitness routine. So I do believe in lifting weights, going for runs, doing things that are going to support you. And some people do that daily. But I think whatever your daily fitness routine looks like, it just matters that you get one, okay? So a lot of people, I just get them to start off with like 30 minutes of walking every day. This will change your perspective on life. You start to get in movement. You start to feel better. Endorphins are moving, and so much more. right? Right now in the month of July, I've got a group of about 20 people where we're doing 100 push-ups every day. It's so cool. We've got people from all over the world, you know, who are joining. Right now I'm in Bali at a men's retreat with a bunch of really good guys. So some of them are in there. My wife's in there. Our pastors from our local church are there. They're in their 60s, busting out their push-ups every single day. I've got some clients in there. It's so cool seeing what happens when somebody just commits to doing 100 push-ups every day. Some people are doing them from their knees. Some people are doing like 10 sets of 10. Some people are doing like, you know, 4 sets of 25. It doesn't matter, all different levels, but everybody's doing their 5 or 10 minutes of push-ups every single day. And what happens at the end of this month is you have so much more confidence, and moving your body every day feels easy and natural. I think that if a lot of people try to just get into this routine of, let me start working out the gym 3 days a week, 2 days a week, 4 days a week, let me go for, you know, 3 runs every single week, let me do my yoga classes. This is good. This is actually really good. I love, you know, the more complex fitness routines. I think there's a beauty in them. But I think a better first step for a lot of people before you ever even start a workout routine is like, can you walk every day for 30 days in a row? Then beyond that, maybe you start to do like a walk plus some push-ups. Beyond that, maybe you start to go for a run each day for a month. You know, last month I did a back squat, or, you know, just weighted squats or pistol squats every single day for a month, right? That built the foundation of my fitness. And then when I wanted to do longer workouts for like 30 minutes or 60 minutes, a couple days a week, it would build on top of that momentum so much more. So when you focus less on, let me get like a regular fitness routine of like 3 days a week or 4 days a week at the gym, and instead you make your focus on like, what's something that I can do every single day, like 100 push-ups or a 30-minute walk every single day, you start to become inspired to move more if you go the daily route versus the every other day or this many days a week route. And I think it really makes a better habit, because if you can't do something every day, should you really be doing it for a long time? Just something to think about there. And there's certain seasons where that logic wouldn't apply, but when it comes to getting out of pain, losing fat, and getting stronger, those are gonna be so amazing. When I squatted every single day last month, my back squat went up by 88 pounds, 40 kilos, right? That's insane for a full month as somebody like me who's been training for 10 plus years consistently, right? But it happened because for the first time ever, I did something for 30 days. These daily little challenges or daily fitness routines, I think are so powerful for people. And it's a different approach than what most people say of, let's work out 3 days, 4 days, 5 days a week. And instead, let me do it every day. I think it builds better discipline. It goes along with the fasting so well. And the you that you see in the future who has all of this, I bet they would be moving their body every single day in some way, form, or fashion, even if it's just stretching or walking. So to recap all of this, guys, if you want to get out of pain, lose fat, and get stronger, I highly recommend you implement these 3 habits. First and foremost, you start thinking like the person who's already done it. Second, you build your fasting muscle and start to build boundaries by saying no to things. You begin with just food, maybe for a couple hours a day with an intermittent fasting routine, and it'll build from there into more places as well too. And then 3, you build a daily fitness routine, not a gym routine, not a workout routine, but a daily exercise and fitness routine, even if it's just 10 minutes of walking every day or doing a couple push-ups or squats or stretching every single day. But you find what works for you and you make it daily. Because if you want to become somebody who's out of pain, who's has less body fat and is stronger, I bet they're living that life every single day in some form or capacity. I can say that now as somebody who is doing that, compared to the 16-year-old me. I'm everything I wish I could have been then, and I'm so thankful for that, right? It's so many people have been a part of that, and I'm so thankful to a lot of the mentors, coaches, and friends who've helped build that up, and family. But I want you guys to have the same thing as well too. So I hope this video was helpful for you guys. One thing I do want to offer you guys, if you would like a little bit more help from myself personally as your coach, what you can do is down in the description of this video, I'm gonna leave a link to where you can set up a absolutely free call with myself to where you and I can talk about how to help you to be able to lose body fat, get out of pain, and get stronger, okay? If you're interested in coaching with me, a little bit more long-term or maybe a short-term project, this call will be a great place to talk about that. If you've got some questions over some of the content here, this will be a great place to talk about that. I probably won't keep this opportunity up for a long time just because of the fact I don't know if I can handle getting 100 calls in a month, but I'm gonna keep this up for as long as I can without getting overwhelmed from the amount of people coming in and getting these videos. But I really wanna help. I wanna get to know you guys watching this, give you personal, unique advice and help. And if you wanna work with me in the long term and have me be your coach and walk with you through this journey with patience, accountability, and strategy, I'd love to personally do that if it's a good fit for us. So go to that link down in the description, book that absolutely free call. You really can't lose anything. We could build a great friendship and relationship there as well too. So I'm excited to chat with you guys who do decide to do that. And for everybody watching this, I just want to say I appreciate you taking the time. I know this is a longer video, and in the 21st century, attention spans are a little smaller, right? So thank you guys for tuning into this simple video, not very flashy, but giving you real, honest truth to help you become the healthiest version of yourself. So I hope this helped you guys out. Drop a comment down below and let me know what you thought, anything that was the biggest takeaway for you, or if you have any questions as well too. I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.